Okay, it's the morning. Just woke up and I wanted to go over this trade real quick just because um, I like the way it played out. And I think that there's still some interesting scenarios on the board to keep in mind. There's really a lot that can happen here. Um, but it's cool because the indicators that we have, the strategies that we use, just like are just so good in conjunction when it comes to um, giving a good idea of how the market is moving and how to react to it. So, um, what I'm mainly referring to is the Elliott waves and the order flow, and just clearly off of this first glance, you could see that there's a wave one, two, three, and then this is a four and a five. That just seems to make the most sense. Any other scenario just doesn't really make sense. That you can say this is an A, B, C completed correction right here, and then now we're working up, right? But that's a little extended, frankly. So the way that I look at it is you get this one, two, three, four, and then we get a five that comes down here. I took profits somewhere around up here with a last night because I saw this GP price reacting to this GP and it rejected up a little bit, all within this 1 minute candle right here. This is a 1 hour candle actually. So that was all within this 1 hour candle, and I saw a reaction with some bullish divergences in the order flow, and I took some profits. Um, so that's cool. I still have a big chunk of the position open in case we go much lower towards this June low here. And the interesting thing here is that um, if you want this to be a bullish scenario, and this is the beautiful thing, right? You have to have the higher time frame ideas to fund the lower time frame ideas. And as the lower time frame ideas play out, then you can use that to validate the higher time frame ideas. And so if you want this to be a bullish scenario, then what you want to see is this completed 5 wave move, ideally not coming too low, but coming just low enough to breach this low right here and turn it into a 5th wave. And then you want some sort of ABC to the upside, some sort of corrective move, either quite shallow or come quite high, right? It could even be a flat as well and come to these upper trend lines. And so something like that. And then you follow it up with another impulse down, preferably one that doesn't go below 786 area right here. Anything around down here, and like it could still go up. Like we've seen that happen over here. How price just really faked everybody out. That kind of stuff happens on Bitcoin quite a bit. So it's not impossible to see that. And so what I like to see here is some sort of like really drawn out correction where this just turns into a range, and perhaps it breaks the high, perhaps it doesn't, and then we get this further move down to sweep this local range right here, and then comes up for the bullish scenarios, um, which is cool. I have a long idea set up right here with a pretty wide stop loss, frankly. Um, Depending on how deep this move goes, if we do in fact get this 5 wave move down like this, then the follow up afterwards, as we get this ABC and this last 5 wave, move C leg down, then I'd kind of probably want to move this order to the 786, 886 range, something like that instead. The cool thing is that on this ABC move, I can get in the order, try to take profits somewhere up here, and then see what happens. You can only predict so much, so it's good to still keep that reactivity in mind. And sometimes even take setups that don't really seem to make sense. I'm going to talk about the bear scenario because that's something that I'm happy to be exposed to. These are the kind of best trades where you just get in and they immediately crash down. It's wonderful. So in a bear scenario, this is actually right the same thing, an impulse coming down, and then we get this ABC for a wave 2, and then we get a liquidation down. And if we get that, which can happen very fast, I have limit orders set here, so it automatically happens. I will be on the road later today, so something like that would be really cool. Um, and here's the context via the order flow that I'm talking about. Last night, we were seeing this rise in aggressive buying over here at the highs. And remember, this is price was consolidating under a 618, golden pocket range. And so that kind of bearish consolidation with people aggressively longing into the resistance while building, leverage positions here. The green here is open interest. These are leverage positions. And just seeing that was a really good sign to short, even though my target was much higher to short. And as you can see, this move down, there was also really aggressive selling. And then once you look at that aggressive selling relative to the rest of the range, you start to think like, okay, so this is actually overall the context is quite bullish, assuming you cut this off. If you don't see this, and so that really funded my idea to take profits quite early on that short, which was somewhere around up here as these bullish divs were presenting themselves. But now we see something interesting here. There's a lot of aggression on both sides. A lot of people aggressively longing at the lows here, and then price going the opposite direction, putting them underwater. They force close the positions, and the same thing's happening. Aggressive longing while price is moving down, people getting underwater in their trades. They're aggressively closing as price goes up right here, and the same thing is happening. We see this move up happening again, but aggressive longs are going into it without price actually confirming a move to the upside, which does lead me to believe that we're going to get this last fifth wave down, and it doesn't really have to go very far, frankly, since we're seeing all this aggressive price action on both sides of the spectrum. There's a really good shot that it just comes and breaches this low. It sweeps this local wave 4 right here, and then it comes up pretty aggressively for some ABC move to test these this upper trend line and perhaps a 786. So at that point, I'd be stopped out of the short. And then we can observe what happens as we go up there to see what I do about this long that I'm in Ethereum. I took profits at the top here, and I took some more once that bearish context was popping up. And we're just going to see what happens. In the bearish scenarios, it comes up and I get stopped out. In the bullish scenarios, it just keeps going, right? So, because this right here could just be a 1-2, and then it could start doing a 3-4-5, or be a leading diagonal into a 3-4-5 like this, and then perhaps maybe take some more profits up there. But we'll see. It all really depends on the order flow context and how price action's actually reacting to these levels. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Overall, I'm pretty content with how I've been playing this so far, and we'll see if we can bring it home and catch one of the major swings either up or down whenever they come.